And what is up, everybody of the fine people of the interworlds? How are you all doing today? It's July 4th weekend. I'm currently questioning how the fuck I'm even here because I've been dealing with COVID all week, honestly. And it's been a fucking bitch and a half. And so I'm surprised I'm even awake and have enough energy to talk to you all. How are you? It was a good week off. Enjoyed my time in vacation. Mine is having to come back with fucking COVID. That part sucked. But I'm not here alone as we got quite a few people here with us today. Mr. Donays, how are you doing today, sir?
First of all, you suck.
What do you mean I suck? What did I do?
We're not even 5 minutes in, and you already broke the swear jar, and
Oh, who
you had
gives
to
a
bring up
fuck?
the C
Who
word
gives
on
a fuck?
air.
They pre-recorded. It ain't going on to Spotify. And honestly, look, I'm sick, so my filter's gone. All right, so I don't give a fuck. But
Oh
but
Lord.
but we're also we also got way more people here today as well, as we got Oldberg triggered ass Mr. Grandpa himself. Monkey, how you doing?
It's a fine day to start a show with the Grande Americano, which is
Dude, I
which is
specifically played that song just because I just love watching how, like, the little dance that you do every. You know what? Honestly, I'm just gonna play it one more time, just so I can, like, literally every time. Little fucking
So he's gonna do that now in support of Little Big Kaiser. Okay.
dance. Okay, well,
you know what? It's okay. Listen, we're keeping
it
the
is
dream alive.
okay. It's
We're
completely
keeping
fine,
we're
but
keeping the dream alive. He's a great American hero, and you can't prove that he's loved with Kaiser.
Yeah, until that
Right.
physique says otherwise, you can't prove me wrong.
Oh
Eric, I
boy.
just want to make a mention before you bring on the other guest that I find it incredibly ironic that you visited Florida for 3 days and left with COVID.
Dude, I visited for a week and literally the whole time I felt fine. And then as soon as we got back, like Monday, Sam got sick. Then Tuesday, Payne got sick. Then Wednesday, I got sick.
We're calling that the Florida cold now.
I swear to fucking God. Like, that's actually where it's showing the biggest surge right now, which is even worse. But
Hey, COVID ain't
now to
COVID.
bring in our guest of this week. You have seen him a lot on Coastal Championship Wrestling, especially if you've been attending their shows out in Tennessee. And he will be facing off against Dylan McQueen on July 26th at Summer Heat for the CCW Tennessee Heavyweight title. Everyone's favorite buddy, Mr. LG3. How are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I'm doing great, guys. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Doing absolutely awesome, honestly. Really happy to have you on here. Appreciate you making time to hop on here, especially before, going out to the fireworks with the grandkids and all that jazz. So appreciate it very much.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course, of course. Now, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, goats of all ages, are you ready to hop into these mainstreams?
Let's go.
Unfreaking fortunately.
Bring it on, bro.
So just hop off. Why'd you have to start off the mainstream highlights with Mercedes? Why'd you have to? You know what? Just for that, Don Hayes, you do the first one. I don't want to talk about her.
Oh, so you don't want to talk about one of the horsewomen getting their thousandth match in the build all in?
All I'm saying is that if she beats Tony Storm at All In, I will be all different types of mad,
I'll
and
be all hell.
I will call my bank and demand a refund for paying for that fucking pay-per-view. If she beats Tony Storm, I'm demanding a refund. Straight up.
It would be a crime against humanity. It would be a crime against the women. It would be a crime against the great
At
country of
least,
America.
at
Exactly.
least, title versus streak for the AEW Women's title sounds better than title versus title at Slammiversary. AEW TNA versus NXT.
I
At
don't
least
know.
it's a,
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question? Because maybe it's just I'm a WWE bias nerd. Is Mercedes like? Is she like that over that we have to have her give like 27,000 fucking belts?
I
No.
don't know. I think part of it is name value for sure. But
hands down the biggest star on the AEW roster right now.
Mercedes?
I mean, who would you say has more pull than her?
Tony.
Tony Storm?
No.
In that particular company, I would say Tony.
Yeah.
Maybe not in the overall of the industry. I'll give that. I won't disrespect Mercedes. In the overall of the industry, I would say Mercedes' name is, it's got more weight to it. But for AEW in specific, yeah, no, I'd have to give that to Tony.
I'm gonna say not, only because of how much airtime has Mercedes gotten over the last month and a half to build it since the Owen Hart final, versus how much time Tony's gotten on air to build it.
She's probably gotten all that airtime because Tony wanted to touch her butt at first when he found out she got divorced, and then he got all sad when he found out that she was dating Beast Mortos.
Moving on.
He went into his office and cried. He went into his safe space.
Moving on.
Lionel, what do you think about this?
Unfortunately, guys, I haven't really been keeping up on that side of things.
Oh, don't worry, you haven't missed much.
Well,
Yeah.
I just do concur with there are an excessive amount of belts around Monet's waist, and they kind of, to me, too many of them are one person for so long they lose their value.
Oh yeah,
it's time to let them go.
Yeah, and I was even gonna say, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Donaze, but since she's won the Rev Pro title, has she defended it?
Once.
One time in 6 months. Yeah, see, that right there is a waste of. Okay, I'm gonna move on before I get any more fucking triggered. Cody Rhodes.
By the way, look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Look at the chat. What about the chat? Who commented? Andy Alexis. Yo, hey, what up, Andy? Yo, what's up, Andy?
Not that one. The other one.
Oh, don't worry about that. That's just some scammer. But Cody Rhodes has gotten.
He's gonna drop kick you so bad later.
Wait, what you talking about? What you talking about? What did I miss? Private chat. We adding Irving? No. Fuck Mercedes. Oh, oops. That wasn't the chat I was talking about. I was talking about the comments that were on here. My bad. My bad.
You idiot.
No, you are not a scammer. Don't kill me. Cody Rhodes has been announced as what's this role?
Guile.
So he has been announced as Guile in the upcoming live action Street Fighter movie. Now, I recently found out this is not the only movie that he is going to. What is it that I'm looking for here? This is not the only movie that he is actually going to be playing in soon. As it has been confirmed by Cody Rhodes himself, he will be featured in the newest version of The Naked Gun.
So basically what you're saying is that 2 WrestleManias wasn't enough for Cody versus Roman. We had to have that in a movie too.
Apparently.
I mean, at least he's not playing Ryu. At least he's not playing Ryu.
Finished, huh?
This is a private episode.
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Based off my biased views of seeing Guile over the years and trying to put Cody Rhodes in that position, I don't think it's a good match.
I don't think so either. I definitely think they could have probably done a better job on matching that up. But what is it? He's playing as a bartender in The Naked Gun who basically gets his face smashed in by the main character, Liam Neeson.
At least it's better than having 50 Cent as Balrog.
Oh,
okay, fair.
Yeah,
that's true.
They want him to be the one they F up the hairline for.
Yes. And now, even though the result may be unofficial, the Young Bucks versus Ospreay and Swerve tag team next weekend. Now, what were you talking about here, Donaze? Because I feel like that was an unfinished thought.
That was an unfinished thought, unfortunately. But now it did get made official. It is Ospreay and Swerve versus the Young Bucks. Young Bucks lose. They're out of kayfabe EVP power. Swerve and Ospreay lose. Neither of them can challenge for the world title until All In 2026.
Oh my God. See, that's enticing. Like, it's like, see, stuff like that actually makes me want to watch. It's like, oh, fuck. It's like either I'm going to be really mad because Swerve and Osprey, neither of them can challenge for the world title until next year, or I'm going to be really happy because I no longer have to look at the fucking EVP's faces anymore. Because that's like the one main thing that has been annoying me over the last few years is how they just keep pushing themselves into the main event. Even if they don't have a title, they still do it. And it's like, guys, we're sick and tired of seeing you. Please just stop. Like, put over the rest of your roster. Am I wrong with saying that?
I saw your eyes, and I was just like, "Yep, he loves this."
I mean, it's just, what's a good way to put this? I don't necessarily want to say it's an abuse of power, but to an extent, actually, it is realistically, because I mean, you don't see Triple H or Shawn or any of them trying to put themselves in like a main event match anymore. I mean, they even
Well, Triple H physically can't,
no, I
and
know that, but
Shawn is not of that age.
no, they even joke about it now, just being like, I'm retired, like I can't do that shit no more, which Oldberg should do. He should go retire into the retirement
Whoa,
home
whoa,
with
whoa,
a
whoa,
walker.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Before or after next
Don't you
weekend in
make
Gunther?
this about Goldberg, okay?
See, I told you. You mention anything about Goldberg, he easily gets triggered.
Please
I
leave my
mean,
man alone.
Monkey, there is a
Goldberg,
subtopic.
Goldberg.
There is a subtopic later to where Monkey can let all his Goldberg frustration out, but when he
Yes.
does, he's gonna piss off every women's wrestling fan. So have fun.
Oh
Oh
dear
man.
God. Now, Carlito has had his first match announced post WWE, and it will be against Riddle on July 25th for Big Time Wrestling in North Carolina.
Big match there, bro.
Oh yeah, no, that should be honestly a good match. Personally, I'm really happy to see Carlito still getting work. I mean, he was still pretty active on the indie scene even before WWE re-signed him, so I figured
Didn't
he
he
was.
win a belt like the day after or the day before he
Yeah,
signed
he
up for
did
Riddle?
in his father's promotion.
Yep.
Nice. Hey, good for him, bro. Carlito's cool.
Oh yeah,
Carlito's
no, Carlito's. No, I love Carlito as a wrestler and as a character. Now, something I did not think we would get this week is all active members of Judgment Day are now dripping in gold. With Liv's separated shoulder, the women's tag titles are not vacated, but her specific championship now belongs to the newest member of the group, Roxanne, who will most likely end up becoming the next victim of Dominic Mysterio. And
Okay, let's not go that far.
Oh man, no, you
seriously,
gotta see it
I
coming.
I think Liv is going to be the next victim.
no,
Roxanne's just going to be the beneficiary.
yep, Roxanne gonna
Yeah,
be going on them knees and
no,
praying and
no.
going.
Donna's has
With
the.
or without the chicken tendies.
I think
Probably with
what's
the chicken
Oh my
tendies. She'll
god.
be like, here, let me dick that dick in some ranch, and then let me get that chicken tendy in some ranch.
Oh my gosh.
And what's
I
even
think
worse is that we're live right now, so none of this can be edited out.
This is why I hate you sometimes.
Oh, why do you think right now? I just don't give a fuck right now. I mean, genuinely, I'm just having fun, man. Like now,
Oh Lord, it's the
now I am having.
bruh. Get healthy. Get healthy.
And then Finn
Continue.
he captured the WWE Tag Team titles for the second time. Let's hope that they at least defend it more than once. Because I'm sorry, those belts, like the only team that I've seen that actually defended those belts were the Viking Raiders,
Bingo.
the War Raiders. And, New Day didn't defend them. Fucking Judgment Day didn't defend them. If Judgment Day doesn't fucking defend those belts this time around, I'm going to be so pissed.
I feel they won't because I feel the first domino that's going to fall is SummerSlam when they have the Dom versus AJ match,
Right. No, I get what
which
you're
is
saying.
speculated to be Dom and AJ for the title.
Yes.
I think
And
what
how-
they're doing is they're gonna end up in Liv's situation. I think they're gonna retell Rhea's story in Liv's perspective. I
Right.
think that's gonna be the great the great comedy of that storyline. The great crux of that storyline is now Liv is gonna see the consequences of the games that she played. So she's gonna get a little taste of her own medicine. I think Liv is done with Judgment Day. I think that injury is gonna spark her exit from Judgment Day. And honestly, that's probably for the best because I think Liv is bigger than Judgment Day. I think it keeping her in Judgment Day too long would be detrimental to her as a regular singles wrestler with the
Keeping
amount
her in
of
the tag
progress she's
division is a
made.
detriment to her
Hmm.
Yeah,
because you see how they were ready to pull the trigger, and I
that
think
tag belt
she would
looks
have beaten
awkward
Io.
on her.
She would have beaten Io at Night of Champions if it wasn't for that shoulder injury.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with that.
That I think
So
that tag belt looked awkward on Liv. I think her being in the tag division with how much she's progressed singles wise is it's just not it's a good call to pull Liv out of Judgment Day now. So I mean the injury sucks, but it's kind of like a blessing in disguise because we're gonna be able to progress Liv as a singles wrestler. And bro, the pop when she comes back, that pop is going to be a record-setting pop.
Oh
we
yeah.
When she
will talk about that a bit later, but let's head on just because I know I put all this in open discussion. Go ahead, Eric.
No, you're good. Then also this week on the Ariel Hawani show, Jeff Hardy revealed that he is celebrating 3 years sober
Good job.
and he's been addicted to cold plunges now.
All right,
Yeah,
well, at least it's a healthy addiction.
Right? I was gonna say
yeah.
cold plunges is a lot better than what he was doing before. So
Let's just say I chuckled when I listened to that interview because it's the Hardys, and I've been a Hardy Boys mark forever.
yes.
But to know one, he's the healthiest he's ever been in 3 years sober is insane.
Oh yeah, 100%. Honestly, it's very what's the word I'm looking for here? It's very heartwarming, honestly, just because if you're a wrestling fan, you know the battles that you know, the battles that what is it that Jeff Hardy has had to go through with addiction.
And
So,
it's literally the height of his popularity, late 2000s to early 2010s.
uh-huh.
At the height of Jeff Hardy was probably his Kurt Angle era.
I think
And
Hardy gets a bad rap though, because I think the reason Hardy gets a bad rap is the amount of times he got caught fucking up, like in public. But in that era, everybody was fucking abusing.
I
Like
mean, Kurt has talked about it, and then Jeff. What else do we need to say other than Victory Road 2011?
it's almost forgivable for the kind of shit that Jeff was asked to do on TV and and in pay per view. Like
Yeah, it's kind of forgivable, but we're
but
not
at the same
gonna.
time, yeah, at the same time, like, yeah, it's good
Yeah,
to see that he's fucking healthy now. Cause I'm like you, dude. That was my number one fucking Marktown. I had all the gear, all the merch, the chain. The Hardy Boys was like my number one thing.
oh yeah,
Oh yeah, no. I think just about everybody was a Hardy Boys mark back in the day.
right. And let's head in.
Yeah, and then to round out our mainstream highlights for today, President Trump confirmed that he will be at a UFC card on White House property during America 250. What could this mean for combat sports in North America? Expected attendance is 25,000. Wow, I didn't even know about that. Okay. I mean,
Because Trump confirmed it yesterday at the
uh-huh.
White House during a press conference that, and I was watching the highlights of this, and I'm just like, okay, so you're gonna have an event next year at America 250 on July 4th, but why is it a UFC event? And it's going to be a number card because he talked
Because
about
fucking America, baby.
he talked about there being a title fight on the card. I'm like, so at some point, are we going to start seeing the one of the big four at the White House?
Yo, I'm so down for regular UFC events on the White House lawn, dude.
That would actually be pretty dope, not gonna lie.
What, one of the big four at the White House?
Yeah.
There's nothing that tells the rest of the world
If the
this country
WrestleMania,
is fucking
I'm not gonna
unhinged.
lie, if WrestleMania randomly got announced at the White House, I'd be like, yo, I need to drive out to DC for this. I'm like, I will drive out for this.
Here's the thing with that. We all
And the
talk
best part
about
is
how
that-
expensive the tickets are, and it's only going to seat like 25 to 30,000.
I don't give a fuck. I'll figure it out.
He's gonna watch it from a fucking sniper position.
I'll watch it from a fucking
Hey, don't talk about that one, but
I don't
okay.
give a fuck. I will get one of them extendo fucking binoculars so that I can just watch it from afar.
Oh my gosh.
Secret Service is gonna be
Okay, we do not condone this, or anything Eric says at this point is entirely him. It doesn't indict on RTC.
And
I said we don't, you do.
If they come knocking on your door, Eric, you know.
You idiot.
Now, moving in to our next topic, but before we do, if you haven't already, make sure you're following us on all social media platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Threads, or fuck, what was the other one? YouTube at Respect the Combat, Facebook at RTC Pod, X at RTC Podcast 1. Subscribe to our website, respectthecombat.com. And if you subscribe right now, then you will get a 50% off code to Monkey's Feet Pics on OnlyFans. Subscribe now in order to get that discount code. I've heard that they're actually quite nice and that his daughter paints his nails for him all the time. So, moving into our next topic, we will now be reviewing Night of Champions from last week. And for once, I actually did not watch this. I watched the highlights of it just because I was driving home while it was happening. But from what I saw, it looked like a pretty good show. Honestly, the biggest show.
I beg to differ.
You beg to differ? Why?
You're going to read why with those questions.
Oh, boy. Now, okay, so according to Don A's, there were too many interferences. Shut the fuck up. What is it going to take to beat Rhea if she beats Io for the Women's World Championship next weekend? Because it's not 2-on-1 in a street fight against the Women's Tag Champions. Monkey, help me out here because I already know you're like obsessed with Rhea's booty.
What is it going to take to beat Rhea if she beats Io for? There's nothing. Listen. Can you get with the program? Can you just fucking understand that we're trying to build female Goldberg here? Like, can you please understand that Rhea is not beatable by clean means? You have to kill her. It has to be like a fucking schmaz, a cheat, a fake, a fuck up. She's the biggest woman in wrestling, bro. Like, you're asking, what does it take to beat China when everybody else is like half her size? Like, you had your biggest hope was Michelle Rodriguez and Charlotte Flair, and that's not happening.
Michelle?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Excuse me, not
Shut
Michelle.
up. Raquel,
Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez.
You go on this Rhea Ripley rant and then don't remember the names of one of your champions in the company.
Done. Because they're all fucking irrelevant. They're not Rhea Ripley. They're not Rhea Ripley and they're not Alexa Bliss. They're not worth remembering. I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I could feel female wrestling Twitter going, fuck this guy.
Oh, you already know that they're basically saying fuck this guy.
Yeah. Listen, I wasn't okay when Io won the belt. I understood it, but it wasn't necessary. Rhea needs to keep the fucking belt, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Until we can bring Liv back, I think that's what it takes. I think that's the actual person that's going to dethrone Rhea. When Liv comes back from her injury, it's going to be First, a feud with Raquel to get her, or not Raquel, with well, actually with Raquel too, but with
Moving on, because
Sam.
Monkey's talking over himself.
No, hey, look,
He's getting lost now. All
it,
right,
it's
Yeah.
moving in a little bit. Julia is the new women's U.S. champion. She won the belt last Friday night on SmackDown, the night before Night of Champions. Will she be the one to turn the fate of that championship around? Yeah, I think so. Just because I mean she has a really good character built up. She's over with the crowd right now. So I genuinely think that she's going to end up I think she's going to end up doing well. Lionel, what do you think?
Hmm. That is a very good question. Again, I'll have to go back to what Monkeys read there. I don't think realistically anybody can hold a candle to Rhea. She needs a longer reign, and I don't see anybody but her uh, changing the face or pushing it in a different direction for women's titles. It's just, I mean, if you think about it realistically, probably one of the most over female wrestlers out there. So
Oh yeah.
I don't see anybody else but her making any other types of impacts for that division.
I completely agree with you. I definitely think that she definitely has a what is it? She definitely has a bit more of a stronghold on the current audience than most other female wrestlers do. Now, is that mostly because of her thighs and her booty? For the most part, yeah. But at the same time, like she
it's
is
the
also a
presentation
very good
too.
wrestler.
Yeah,
And yes,
yeah.
yes, Monkey, I know you want to get stink faced by her.
No, no,
When
no.
they
It's
let her show it, when
what
they
I
let her
mean
show
by
it, she's a good wrestler.
what I mean by presentation. It's that rock alt metal like presentation that she's putting out. The Motionless in White song that she's got. Like all of that is very in right now. So
Oh yeah.
that helps.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the other funny thing is that that's genuinely her. Like that is 100% her. Because when she first came to WWE, Vince was trying to make her like another Charlotte and she was just like, "No, I don't want to do that." And then, that's where she ended up taking some time off and she redeveloped her character and then when she came back with that new character, I mean, it was Scott the ceiling from there.
Hmm.
And
And
to be honest, that is one of Cope's greatest later success stories in this Cope current run he's doing.
mhm.
I would say revitalizing both Rhea and Damien is one of those things you have to say thanks, Cope.
Oh yeah.
But can you even get somebody else on that level? Maybe a Becky or Bailey, but they're both trying to get Lyra over right now.
Oh yeah. Now, with their contracts being up this month, do you guys think Carrion and Scarlett are on their ways out? Me personally, I don't think so. I think with the amount of merch that they've been selling and the amount of TV time they've been getting recently, I think they're going to end up working out a new deal with them. Oh, wait, hold on 1 second. Cody, no, we are not letting you in. This is a Respect the Combat episode, not a UWO episode. Calm down. But
Thank you.
wait, hold on. Same to you, Andy. And so, personally, I think they're going to end up getting re-signed. Now, Solo Sikoa won his second championship in the WWE by beating Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title with the help of a returning Tongaloa who surprisingly did not botch a spot for once. I was so shocked. I'm like, holy shit.
I hate you so much.
He hit a spot. Oh my God. He didn't botch.
All he had to do was a neck breaker.
I got a question.
You act like he hasn't done simpler in the past. Yes, Monkey.
Granted, yeah, he did hit his brother in the face with a low blow.
Is there like a specified quota in the WWE that you have to debut a Samoan every 3 months or something, or is like
And here's the thing: they're not even Samoan; they are Tongans, and they are Haku's kids. Before you
All
get
three
into
of
it,
them.
and I know they officially rebranded him Hikaleo to the name Talatonga because I have the Topps mobile app on my phone, and the card literally reads Talatonga, not Hikaleo. I'm like, are you serious?
Well, at least it wasn't Longa Tonga.
they're doing everything they can to make sure that we can't remember these fucking people's names.
Look, at least it wasn't Longa Tonga because then there would have just been dick jokes all left and right.
Okay, moving
I'm
on.
right, dude. Wait, just wait 3 months. It's coming. There's gonna be another Samoan. We'll have a shot at it. Eventually, we'll get there.
Okay,
Longa
Jeff
Tonga
Cobb
is
is
on the
not a
way.
Samoan. Jeff Cobb is not a Samoan. He's not a
Jeff Cobb
Tongan.
is Filipino. Thank you very much.
That's where I'm getting at. And yet they've got him looking like a freaking Mexican gangster under Solo Sikoa. A mute Mexican gangster.
Looking like he's a member of the cartel.
Oh, jeez. What's that about it? Okay, yeah, I did go there.
Yeah, you did. And I mean, honestly, I really don't understand what they're doing with Cobb right now. I think they need to rework his character a little bit, maybe break him off from the whole bloodline story. He kind of just needs something to do on his own, in my opinion.
He feels so
Seems
not
like
fucking
they're
important.
He feels
it
what?
seems like they're trying to give him like that solo run. At, when he first came in, he was the silent threat, and now here comes Cobb, and all he is muscle.
Uh huh. Pretty much
But
like what Fatu was all last year.
Right.
debuting Hikaleo, that doesn't feel like it, especially if you get once Tamatonga is back. It's like Tongaloa, God are going to be the tag team. Tawatonga, Hikaleo, he's going to be the mute singles heavy. Where does that leave Jeff Cobb, aka JC Mateo?
So you know that meme with the dragons that there's like all these like really
Oh
badass looking
God.
dragons and the one
I know
retarded
exactly
looking.
Oh
what you're
God.
talking about.
That's what Jeff Cobb looks like when he stands next to the rest of these guys in the bloodline or whatever the fuck they
That's
call them in the
just
suit thing.
mean.
Well, but dude, he just said it. He looks like he was supposed to be the enforcer, like Solo Sikoa, and not like you said, Jacob Fatu. Put Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and a Jeff Cobb in a lineup, and tell me, look who looks the most ridiculous. Cobb,
Solo.
like every day of the week. No, Cobb. Cobb looks like the most ridiculous every day of the week. It's
Okay, you think I've caught that man Cisco on occasion, and you think Jeff Cobb looks more ridiculous than Solo?
yeah,
I
in
kind
a
of have to
line
agree with him. Yeah.
in a lineup in their ring gear. Yeah, Jeff Cobb looks
I mean,
like
I was
the
even
guy
gonna
that
say the way he's been dressing lately, he looks like a fucking Italian mobster from like back in the 50s. Like you know those fucking guys that used to just fucking like tape up their wrists and like with the white shirt and the black pants and then be like, let's box, let's go.
he feels very unimportant, dude.
It-
And now they just debuted this like 7 foot fucking new Samoan and
Yao
then made
Ming
him like
looking
even
motherfucker.
more unimportant. The only thing worse that they could have done with him is given him a name like Tikatonga Toa or some bullshit like that, and that would have been a wrap.
Tika-tonga, I can't even fucking say that with a straight face.
I'm waiting for Tic Tac Toe to debut, dude. Like,
Oh my.
Don't you mean Tic Tac Tonga?
Tic Tac
Oh my god.
Moving on. Now, Cody Rhodes.
I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. I just need a minute because, oh my gosh. Move on.
Cody Rhodes took home this year's King of the Ring title, as well as Jade Cargill took home the Queen of the Ring title, and they have both punched their tickets to SummerSlam, where Cody Rhodes will face off against John Cena for the WWE title, and Jade Cargill will face off against Tiffany Stratton.
Unofficially.
It has been
Unofficially.
0 events since Jade Cargill made a botch. Damn it.
That Jade and Tiffy is unofficial until after Evolution.
Trish Stratus is not beating Tiffany.
You don't know that.
If Trish Stratus beats Tiffany, I officially give up.
I'm not
That
gonna
will
lie.
be
I
the
was pretty
time where I make a flight down to Orlando and I go to the PC and I kick Mr. Shawn Michaels in the dick. Which, hey, Shawn, if you're listening to me right now, which I know you're listening to me right now, and I'm gonna fucking say this again next week. If you have Trish Stratus, go over on Tiffany Stratton. So then we gotta deal with some Brock Lesnar bullshit type part-time schedule. I am personally going to fly down to the PC and I am going to kick you directly in the dick.
Fuck, dude. We haven't had a Brock Lesnar angle in the women's division yet.
No, we are not having that.
we haven't built a female that when you hear her name, you know your career's over yet. Trish could be that one.
Wait,
I'm
no,
sorry, that's the wrong theme anyway, monkey.
Wait a minute. Yes, we do. We already have that in the WWE Women's Division. Her name's Charlotte Flair.
Oh God.
Oh, fair. That's fair. Okay. You got me.
Okay, we're gonna talk about the
Charlotte Flair's
spoilers.
returning? Oh, okay. Hey, Tiffany, just so you know, you're getting a title match against her. Oh, Charlotte Flair's returning and she's going on Raw? Oh, okay. EO, you're going to have to face her and just know you're dropping the belt.
Jesus.
I'm done.
Bro.
You got El Grande's theme playing?
I mean, seriously, I don't know. I mean, that's me just being mean, honestly. But overall, from what I can tell, it was a decent show. But let's see what happens next weekend, because we got Saturday night's main event, we got Evolution, and we got All In. Saturday night's main event and All In are going to be on the same day, whereas Evolution is what is it? It'll be on Sunday. Now, that's where I get kind of confused by people like those reports saying that Evolution was put there to be direct competition to All In. Now, I understand it's the same exact weekend, but wouldn't the SNME card be the direct competition to All In? Since it's on the same date? I mean, if that's a direct competition to All In, sorry, boys, we're watching All In next week.
It's Goldberg Gunther is the direct competition to All In. Whereas
now Moxley versus Page is now not only for the AEW World Title, but it's also a Texas Death Match.
Man.
Yeah. So personally, only time will tell what's going to happen next weekend. But now the reason why we're all here, the meat and potatoes, Mr. Lionel. Now, something you have happening in a few weeks, you will be facing off against, okay, does he call himself Zaddy? The Zaddy heavyweight champion? I don't even understand that, honestly. Like, what's up with replacing the D with the Z? I don't get it.
I don't know either, but yeah, he decided to retire the Tennessee title and create the Zaddy Tennessee title, I guess. And yeah, I have to compete for that, and I get the chance to do that. And hopefully, if I'm successful, we're going to convert it back to the Tennessee title.
Wow. Yeah, no. And I was going to say, I would expect that once you are done with him, that you would return it back to its formal glory and return it back to being a Tennessee heavyweight title. Now, what ended up leading to this match? Was it just something that got announced, or do you guys have some history?
Actually, it's just my turn, working my way up through the ranks. And unfortunately, the last show, I was decimated by the problem, Aaron Roberts, and it's just my time.
Right.
A little retribution.
Completely understood. And honestly, good luck to that on that venture of yours, because I know that's a big match in your career. Is this your first title match?
Yeah, no, yes and no. Yes and no. Yes and no. I've had a title shot with another organization. I think they actually closed up some time ago, so count it, but don't count it. But yeah, this is my first official title shot.
Awesome. Well, honestly, best of luck. Seriously. Okay, Cody, stop it. We're not letting you in. No, Cody, we're not letting you in. You're not allowed. Monkey, handle your monkeys.
Oh, so this is my circus now.
Yes, those are your monkeys. Handle your
Oh.
monkeys.
Um, maybe they're Bray Wyatt fans.
Oh, anyway, moving on to the next. Moving on to the next question. I apologize. Now, you call yourself everybody's favorite buddy. What was your family's reaction when you came to them and were like, "Hey, not only do I want to wrestle, but I actually want to use like my actual name"?
Well, it was it was only fitting. When I first started 4 or 5 years ago, I tried to come out as a character named Onyx, and I was too much leaning to be like The Rock, too much like The Rock, I would say. And as anybody would tell you that's been in the business any time, when you try to be a character, it usually doesn't work off too well. Some guys can pull it off, some it doesn't really work. It's not authentic. So you hear all the greats tell you just be yourself, turn it up a notch, and run with it. So I decided dropping all the flair and all the pretending, and my family was 100% with it.
Good. I mean, it's always great to have a supportive family behind you when you have ventures like this.
Right.
Yeah. So, do you watch more than just your matches with your grandkids, knowing that you're watching it at a different perspective? Like,
Uh,
basically what I'm asking there is like, do you sit down with the grandbabies and watching Monday Night Raw, watching some WWE stuff like that, or is wrestling not really something they're intrigued in?
not yet. They're all my oldest grandchild out of the five I have is three, so they wouldn't know what they're
Oh wow.
watching anyway. Yeah. So, but from that standpoint, it's really hard to watch as a fan some cases because I'm so critical of what moves they're doing and why did they do this move and that didn't make any sense. So sometimes it's hard to watch as a fan. So most times I just really focus on my matches and how I can improve and where I can improve myself. So
Understood completely. Understood completely. Now, what would you say is the most satisfying gratification of being a grandpa? I ask. I
my
have to. I
daughter,
have to ask.
oh, that's perfectly fine. My daughter
Ratted
has
you out, bro.
taught her son how to use FaceTime on a Facebook Messenger, and
Uh huh.
almost just about every day, my grandson calls me, and that right there, it talks about nothing, of course, but we have hours of conversation just watching him laugh and play with the filters, and he just has a blast doing it. And it makes my day.
Right. No, I mean honestly, it's always the little things that really always mean the most at the end of the day. I always say that.
Absolutely.
Now, I know it's been 4 years since your mom finished. Since okay, I can't even. Donnaise, help me with this question. I think you got a little McFuck. I think you got a little tongue tied here while you were typing.
Yeah, I kind of did, but considering it's been 4 years since you finished training, has there been a particular like spot that you wanted to wrestle at outside of just the Midwest?
Well, yeah, of course. My ambition has always been get on one of the big guys, an AEW, WWE, one of them big time. That would be a great opportunity. So any one of those spots. I actually had an opportunity where I did a dark match with OVW some time ago. Of course, it didn't air, but it was one of those achievements for me. So
Hmm.
yeah, I would love to be able to get in one of those big time guys.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, with as time goes on, I'm sure it'll just be a matter of time before you get picked up. Now,
Hopefully,
yeah. Now, what would you say your workout or dream entrance music of choice would be?
Well, I had a friend of mine make mine, so mine is custom. I enjoy my own interest music right now. Uh, that, that right there is that's it for me. I love my music.
Right. No, I mean, hey, it hits different for everybody, right?
Hmm.
Now, what was the match and or wrestler that made you say, "Hey, okay, I want to be a professional wrestler"?
Wow, this goes back to back in the days. The Junkyard Dogs, Coco Bewares.
Mhm.
Watching them as a kid and seeing these larger than life men, and you know, there's two things growing up that I ever wanted to do, and that was pro wrestler or pro football. And of course, trying to get into the wrestling thing. So, but I would say the I want to say about maybe the 80s. I was born in the 80s, so 80s, 90s Ultimate Warrior really influenced me to want to become a wrestler. But then I started following more the Ron Simmons, um,
Mm.
the after Farouk Ron Simmons, after when he got into the APA and started just really becoming the bar room brawling, cigar smoking, card playing, kick ass person that you seen with APA. So he's really been influencing. Really, I was uh, fortunate enough one day to be actually able to meet him. So that was icing on the cake there.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, final question, and I always like to joke around and say it's the most important one. What is your go-to cheat meal slash the first thing you're grabbing after a match?
Waffle House. I
I
get
knew
the
it.
I get the
He's
All
from the
Star,
Midwest. You
and
got to expect it.
I get the All Star with the extra waffle. Man, I gotta go to Waffle House.
Hey,
Most shows
Nice.
end 10, 11 o'clock at night, and hey, usually the only thing open is Waffle House.
Hey, and it always
So
hits the
yes,
spot, doesn't it?
definitely, especially for those long rides back to the house. So
Oh yeah,
anywhere
100%.
I go is a good about 2 hour drive for me. So stop by a Waffle House, and that's a wrap.
Yeah. Now, I appreciate you again making the time to hop on. We got some more to talk about here before we call it a day. So, we will now be hopping into our open discussion topic: the horrible state of women's wrestling in major North American promotions despite an all women's show next weekend. Danez, I'll let you handle this one.
okay. And secondly, whoever put that El Grande theme on, please cut that off.
It's not
I am.
playing.
I'm still hearing it.
I don't
You
hear
might.
it.
I'm not playing mine.
It's not playing it.
I don't
Yeah,
think
we
That
it's
hear
is
me. I don't
weird
have any.
because on
Do
my
you have
feed
something?
it's like coming
Do
through.
Do you have something open in the background?
no.
But to get to and my point over everything that's going on within the current state of women's wrestling, we kind of touch on it a bit. I know you guys are pro, but I wanted to start this whole thing off with the Britt Baker situation. And granted, she's the first female signed to AEW, but she's also reportedly wanting heavily speculated to wanting out. Obviously, AEW was not going to grant it, especially around a show in Pittsburgh and Evolution within a 2 week span. But still, you have no plans on using her. You had people like Ricky Starks, Blake Monroe, Ethan Page, both Lucha Bros, and just stalled their careers. Do you think they should let somebody like that go when they're actively seeking talent like Isla Dawn, which causes another part of that toxic atmosphere of, oh hey, even though you started with this place, unless you have WWE or next WWE monogram by your name, you're not going to get airtime or have success in my company. What do you guys think about that?
Um, Jesus. If they're not using the girl, they shouldn't. They should. I don't. First off, I don't know why they're not using the girl because that division's pretty fucking dead. Outside of Tony Storm, that division's pretty fucking dead. But if they're not going to use her, then why keep the contract? You know, just as a business sense, why keep the contract?
Right.
There's really no point to him keeping the contract, honestly, because she hasn't been booked since last year's All In. So if you don't plan on using her, then you might as well just release her and let her go somewhere else that she can work.
But again,
LG3?
I don't understand why they're not using her. That
I
would be
think
my thing.
I think I'm with the majority. It doesn't make sense, and I understand with contracts, you're locked in. But if you're not getting on, then that just makes the wrestlers miserable. And they're gonna make everyone else in the locker room miserable. Cause heck, if they even get some podcasts on their own, and how that stuff happens, and then it's just gonna be a miserable ride for everyone involved. So if you got no plans to put her on the show, put her in the ring, let her go.
Exactly. 100%. Like, that's just it. It's like, yeah, they're still getting paid, but they're still stagnant. Now, per Fightful, a lot of the WWE women's roster are not happy with how Evolution was planned and arranged to be set up around All In and the MLB All-Star Weekend. Now, can't really disagree with this because it was booked in a way to where it was meant to be direct competition to AEW. Now, WWE fucked that all up by booking Oldberg. Honestly, that's the whole reason why SNME is all fucked up, is because they booked Oldberg. And now they lost any chance of being able to compete with All In. And All In is probably going to bring more numbers in. And Monkey, you can sit there and shake your head all you want. Oldberg's a bitch. I mean,
I don't think he
honestly,
caught that.
what'd you say?
I don't think he caught that.
Oh,
Yeah, he basically muted himself just to not.
I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry. I was dealing with the. I'm at my job, so I had to direct an employee.
No, you're good. We were just talking about how Oldberg's a little bitch.
No, first off, just I don't know about y'all. I mean, I guess y'all have already said your thing. I'm not watch. I'm watching SNME. I'm watching
You're
Goldberg.
watching Goldberg Gunther over
Yes,
All In.
yes, 100% watching Goldberg.
Well, hey, everyone's got life decisions, right? And some are good, some are bad. Now,
Oh Lord.
the status of NXT post call ups. Meltzer, Meltzer. Hey, Jesus Christ. Why is this old motherfucker never shut the fuck up?
Thank you.
He thinks Thea Hale is being wasted in NXT and has a potential on the main roster, whereas you have the curious case of why call her up before talent like Lola, Jada, and Lash. I mean, yeah, she's still developing. Thea did not wrestle before she went into WWE. She is a WWE product. So the thing is that she needs to develop her craft, develop her promo skills. Well, actually, no, her promo skills are great. Like, her promos are funny as fuck. Like, anytime she has one of her promos, I'm dying laughing. Especially when she's yelling at someone. But,
Oh yeah.
I mean, she definitely needs to maybe hone in on her craft a little bit more. And I think Lash deserves a call up for sure. I think Jada deserves a call up. And I mean, I agree with everything that you said. Now, with NXT NA in full swing, regardless of championship implications, should talent from the opposite company on major pay-per-view cards in turn taking a major spot of the year away from somebody of the company? Example, Joe Hendry, WrestleMania, and Trick Williams, Slammiversary, as well as the WrestleVotes, Jordan, or blah, 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 blah.
Okay. So to sum up what you just blah blah, the inspiration are speculated to be most likely a part of that tag team title match next weekend at Evolution. And then, as we kind of hinted, the number one contender for the Knockouts title at Slammiversary is going to be the NXT Women's Champion in a title versus title match.
Yeah.
On top of Trish taking a spot in the main event of Slammiversary, and you have Joe Hendry getting the Randy Orton match at WrestleMania. Do you think companies should be like, okay, here, but our talent's not good enough. Can we have this over talent from another company just fill of gaps? What do you think that tells the locker room?
I feel like you just sounded like the sound effect I was playing.
Screw you.
No. Listen, I hate to be the guy, but I fucking love it when they cross. I've always loved when they cross.
Same.
Cross
I feel like it
promoted.
makes for good TV.
And it's honestly okay. Consider where WWE is right now, where they're trying to like. First off, that you see them buying other companies. One, but two, they're also trying to like. They even said in their mission statement, they're trying to build the next generation of wrestling, and they're trying to be the ones responsible for that generation of wrestling. And working with other companies helps that mission statement. You're helping uh, lesser talent that's not on your main roster have a path to your main roster. It's something that Vince McMahon didn't do as well in the end of his career that Triple H is picking up, or not just Triple H, but TKO WWE is really picking up on. They're setting up so that they can start pumping in newer wrestlers so that things don't get stale. NXT is a really great product. Let's keep putting people in there. So
No, it's not. Who is fighting Obafemi? Who is fighting Obafemi?
You got a problem with Inamura? I'll
Is that
fuck
who's
you up
fighting
if you
over
got a
there?
problem with Inamura.
I don't have a problem with that at all.
Same issue I have with Liv as the freaking tag team champions before she got hurt, being the only contender you can find for EO Sky.
Oh, I'm with
I
Eric
love
on
you,
that.
Sky
That
Baby.
sounds like some wah wah. You gotta keep up. I think it's cool that WWE finds ways to keep up with the industry. They're not just putting themselves in a box and acting all high and mighty and being like, if you're not with us, you're not fucking important. Like, I like that Joe Hendry comes in on WrestleMania and gets RKO'd. I fucking love that. Like, I don't
Well,
know.
here's the thing. You say that, and then you're crying about, I don't want to hear you saying, oh, it's cool for someone like from another company to take a WrestleMania match and then complain in the same bet. Like, where was Cross at? Where was this person at? Where was yada yada at?
That's a
And
fair
then,
argument. That's a fair argument, but think about the spot that you're arguing for. Like, Joe Hendry wasn't like that wasn't a very long match. That was quite literally what, like 7 minutes in an RKO. Like, that's not something for Karrion Kross to even be in anyway. That's not a spot for him. We wouldn't want him there. We would want him in a 20-25 minute match, a real match, which isn't what we're arguing about here. Like, these crossover matches aren't huge, like major points in the events that they're being displayed in. They're normally like a side gimmick. Like, normally, back in the '90s, we would put Pete Rose getting chokeslammed by Kane in this slot. You know what I'm saying? So it's they're making, at least they're doing something with this slot instead of the gimmick like Trick Williams coming out to be Silver Surfer for The Rock. At least they're doing something with this slot. We're building other wrestlers with this slot now, but that's not something we would want Karrion Kross in. No, we want Karrion Kross in a real promo, like in a real product, like 25 minutes.
Yeah. No, you're definitely right with that one. I could definitely agree. Now, our final topic for today, the Indieverse. I'll kind of just be running through this one pretty quickly, but no biggie. Now, Congratulations to Zack Sabre Jr. for becoming a 2-time IWGP World Heavyweight Champion after defeating Hiroki Goto via referee stoppage. And this is the first time in history that finish has happened in New Japan for the title. So some history was made in New Japan. Also, after defeating Sarai is now the 5th IWGP Women's Champion. While being the youngest holder of the championship, Sarai made Sarai the shortest reigning champion, whereas now she is the youngest champion in the title's short lineage. Sarai had a 55-day reign, and the previous shortest reign was Mercedes Moné at 64 days. 18-year-old former Future of Stardom and New Blood Tag Team Champion Rena suffered concussion symptoms after a springboard crossbody that hit her high, and she landed on the back of her head. Now, we got some fun indie action going on this week, as today, happening in 3 hours, to be precise, we got GCW Backyard Wrestling 7. This is GCW's yearly backyard wrestling event on the 4th of July. On the card so far, it is Joey Janela versus Crazy Mike, AK-47 versus Cage, Pizza Cat versus Pizza Cat Jr., in a no-ropes barbed wire death match, Little Skittle versus Mr. J. Where the fuck do half these guys think of their goddamn wrestling names? What the fuck? Little Skittle? I thought rappers were supposed to have the shitty fucking names, not wrestlers.
GCW, bro.
Yeah. And then we also have GCW The Top Play 2025, which we will see lots of matches featuring Effie and Manders versus Mason and Slade, Elena Black versus Zeta Steel, Matthew Tremont versus Ultra Mantis Black, YDNPM versus Mayu Starks and Bane, Richard Holiday versus Pero, Mance Warner versus Man Like Darius, KJ Orso versus Tony Deppen, Joey Janela versus Adam Priest, and Bear Bronson versus Beastman. Now, we will also be having Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling's Resurrection 2025 happening this weekend. In a dark 6-man tag team match, we will see Frankie the Mobster, Marco Estrada, and Zach Patterson take on El Reverso, Mathis Meyer, and Mo Jabari. And then we will see Stu Grayson take on Shelton Jean. In a tag team match, the Good Brothers will take on Bullet Club War Dogs David Finley and Drilla Maloney. In a NWA World's Heavyweight title match, we will see Tom Latimer defend against Matt Cardona. In an MLP Women's Canadian title match, we will see champion Giselle Shaw defend against Shotzi Blackheart. In a PWA Champions Grail title match, we will see Rohan Raja defend against Hammerstone. In an International Heavyweight title House of Pain match with special guest referee Billy Gunn, we will see PCO defend the title against Dan Maff. And then in a MLP Canadian title match, we will see Josh Alexander defend against Ace Austin. Overall, very fun weekend ahead. Also, just so you're all aware, next week we will have Saturday night's main event, Evolution, and All In Texas. We will be running live streams. We will most likely be doing split ones because Monkey is a bitch and he wants to watch Oldberg.
I mean, I have an idea for that. We can do what we're doing right now, and one of y'all.
That could work also.
Just so Monkey.
I don't want to watch Oldberg though.
Are we doing both weekends for that and Slammiversary though? That's the question.
We'll figure it out later on.
That's not this Saturday though. That's next Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Slammiversary is the 20th, and everything else is next weekend.
Yeah. Okay. Now, before we hop off here, Mr. Lionel, was there anything that you would like to plug?
July 26th, down in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Texas Troubadour. That's when CCW will come back with Summer Heat, and that's when I will go head with Dylan McQueen for the CCW Tennessee, not Zaddy, the Tennessee title. So hopefully all your fans, if anybody in the local area, come on, check us out.
Yeah, no, honestly, we hope to see that you come away with the title, because I'm so tired of calling that the Zaddy title. It's freaking annoying. And with all that being said, if you guys haven't, I can imagine it being annoying for everybody. Now, with all that being said, if you haven't already, make sure you are following us on all social media platforms. If you're on YouTube, Threads, Instagram, or TikTok at Respect to Combat. If you're on Facebook at RTC Pod. If you're on X at RTC Podcast 1. Subscribe to our website, respecttocombat.com. Monkey, is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm Monkey from Unsolicited Pods. We do wrestling content, football content, political content, all kinds of content. Check us out next week when we're working with our RTC brethren to bring you what is it? Two prime main events. Yeah, that's it. Unsolicited Pods. Look us up.
All right.
We're on every social media ever.
Yes. And if you guys want, later on, we will be live streaming for Friday Night SmackDown, even though we basically know everything that already happened because it was a pre-taping. But with all that being said, guys, hope everyone enjoys their 4th of July weekends. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. It's dumb. You'll get arrested. I swear to God, I literally saw a drunk driver get pulled over on my way to the gas station this morning. Like, I saw like 4 cops
Ooh.
deep.
God bless America and God bless El Grande Americano.
Fuck
No.
the Americano. All right.
We're not going to bless blood with Kaiser.
You can't prove that that's